Lock in America! It's time for Straight Talk! This is the Wayne Dupree Podcast, hosted by Wayne Dupree, with co-host Jason Robertson, delivering powerful opinions, arcing debates on politics, entertainment, and the hottest stories. No spin, just honest takes and real conversations! The Wayne Dupree Podcast is lit! Let's get into it right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. It is Wednesday, July. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can now. It was a little delayed.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is July 1st, 2026. That's right. We are more than halfway done with this year. America 250. We'll get more into it in just a second. But thank you for tuning into the Dupree Report. Glad to have each and every one with you. I did get those. I meant to tell you last week. I got the link for the audio. I don't know. I just haven't had time to go ahead and I haven't listened to them yet. But I will get that fixed. But Jason did send me a link or links to the new audio. So thanks to Mark. We broadcast Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday between 12 and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Kind of cut back a little bit because we're trying to find a way to supplement some income and stay out of the poorhouse. So we're glad each and every one of you are here. Let me introduce Mr. Jason Robinson of Minnesota. What's up, Jason?
Hey, folks. Happy Hump Day. Welcome to the Dupree Report. My name's Jason Robertson. We are so thrilled to have you here. As we get going, do us a favor. Hit the like, hit the comment, hit the share button. Helps the show get reach. And, folks, remind us in the chat. Wayne was talking about doing other things. On his Facebook profile, he shared it. Wayne Dupree, after years of us giving him grief, is finally doing something in the cooking space. So, there's a lot of news to talk about. There's a lot of fun. But I have pestered this man for years. Yeah. He needs to do something with cooking. And by God, I saw pictures. I saw recipes. He's going to do. Yeah, there it is, baby.
There it is, bro.
And those are real pictures of actual food Wayne Dupree has cooked.
That's right.
God love him. Weekend wins. He's talking about live streaming when he's grilling. He's doing all kinds of crazy things. So,
yes, Jason has told me about it, and I don't know. I guess that's because I see a whole lot of people doing it, and I'm like, it's all saturated and everything. But last night it was crazy, y'all, because I don't even know how to really explain it, but to say yesterday, I just decided I was just going to go ahead and do it. Yesterday afternoon, around 2 or 3, I decided, okay, I got to find some other way to do something or get something moving. And I started putting it together and came up with some names and Facebook page, and you know how Facebook is. Facebook page, and so I did all that stuff, and then I sent it to Jason, and Jason said, me and Jen were just talking about that just a few minutes ago. So things work through confirmation, and that was like a confirmation thing. I've been cooking for a long time, and it's not one of those things that I get in there and just, it is, but in a way, I can cook. That's I can cook, And the thing is when my kids were in middle school and going on to high school, is that I would look at the better chefs on YouTube. I mean, YouTube was getting big, and people were posting all those food choices and stuff online and everything, what they ate at restaurants and stuff. So I saw what people were doing, big time people with grilling, with Jason. There's one thing about grilling I just don't understand.
What's that?
So many people got 14, 15 grills in the back of their yard. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like what? How do you? I know the wife. They got to be having marriage problems because
right.
The wife is looking back there and she's looking at her backyard filled with like 14 grills, all types of sizes and stuff. How does a man get away with getting all those grills?
Well, here's what I'll tell you. A few thoughts on that.
We got to fight.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I tell you, and just today, I'm going to slowly reveal the costume. I have my alchemy bag that if I'm going to be a wizard, I got to have the alchemy bag. So I'm going to put like liquor in the little alchemy bottle to give shots out at the wedding. It's going to be crazy. Slow reveal over the next few weeks. But no, for the cooking thing, when you see 20 grills in the backyard, most likely that was an affiliate deal. Somebody had them and like, hey, let me give you product, cook on our stuff. It's kind of, and so as it grows, you'll find a lot of the stuff people use. And it's kind of like us, like we promoted My Pillow, and because we both used and liked My Pillow. And then they give you a little financial support and that kind of thing when you do it. So that's a big thing from the cooking. And it's funny, my advice to Wayne was Bruce Mitchell. So if you look at Swamp People, it's the gator hunting show that's on A&E. It's been around for like 20 years. Bruce is just like good dude. And it's him. He's cooking in his backyard kitchen. Nothing fancy. He's making food every day people could make. And some of it he goes and gets a critter from the swamp and cooks it or whatnot. But it's more just hanging out with friends and people he likes. And hey, here's this meal. And what I really like too about his, and I think Wayne's going to bring this to his channel, is it's not some fancy, unobtainable, like complex thing that nobody can cook. It's like, hey, you can go to the Walmart, you can get a few basic things. Here's how you cook it. Look, here's me eating it. It's great. And, at the Wayne Dupree podcast or the Dupree Report, we try to like let everybody know their scene. We want to build community on all the platforms, have people like when we see the chats going off, people saying hi to each other and greeting, like the world is stressful. And like when you get cool people you get to hang out with, like that is awesome. So I'm excited to see what Wayne does with the cooking.
Basically, y'all, what's up there right now is quick. I mean, it's good stuff. It's feel good. What's that type of
comfort food?
Comfort. There you go. It's comfort food. I just put up my jerk baked bean recipe this morning. So it feeds about 8, but believe me, when y'all taste it, they're gonna be like, dang, this is what Wayne is eating. But I mean, it's like I remember when I first started my podcast I was doing a broadcast about 13, 14 years ago on you're listening to Blog Talk Radio. It started on Blog Talk, and then everybody, they slowly start doing podcasts. But it was one of those things, it's like, this is our thing in opposition to the mainstream media. This is our thing, This is where we can pipe off and say whatever we want to say, how we want to say it. And nobody was really monitoring or anything because it was just us.
Right.
it was just our voices, and we were interviewing. We might interview some people with the Tea Party Network, Tea Party Patriots and stuff. We might bring them on, and we might luck up and get the leader in primetime television, multi-million-dollar show to join. Money. We might get a blonde type of businessman to come on a type of show and hang out with the dudes, talking about Donald Trump back then. But yeah, we Blog Talk Radio was it. And then the video came.
Oh yeah.
And then we were doing the video, and then we were interviewing video people, we were bringing that out. But back during the day, I was known for doing my videos in my car.
You were a Matt Walsher.
I would be driving, doing my videos. I would pull off to the side and do my videos, and that's what I was known for, doing my video. And then I started seeing everybody was doing their videos in their car. Now, believe me, I'm not saying I was the reason why everybody was doing it. It's just that it just started taking off. A whole lot of people started taking off. Back then, when Twitter was Twitter, Romney was running for president at the time. And yes, I supported Romney over
Obama,
yeah. Damn, that's a shame what they did.
Talk about two terrible options.
That's a shame what they did to him.
You want to get herpes or syphilis? I mean, come on.
The way that I don't know how they caught him, but right after the election, him and his family, I guess, were driving off somewhere, and he was looking rough. He didn't have on a shirt, tie, or anything. His hair was all over the place. He was pumping his own gas, and this was a day after the election. It was like, God, But I mean, back then was a different time. We're at American 250 now, 250 years. I remember I was going to say 1776. I remember in 1976 when it was the bicentennial.
Oh yeah.
I remember how America did a lot of patriotic things. And you know what America misses more than anything? I know it misses God, but do you know what America misses more than probably anything?
What's that?
Small towns.
Oh yeah.
Small towns used to have those parades and patriotism that was in those small towns, flags everywhere that you can see them, small shops, mom and pop shops. It wasn't it wasn't infested with corporatism. You look at many of the small towns now, they're basically ghost towns. You might have population 170, 180 people in there. And half of those live 10 miles away from town. But I think America, in the whole 250 years that it has been around, has its good points, but I believe that the innocence of what America used to be, it's greedy people just come and try to destroy it, letting in people that shouldn't be. Again, we talk about here on the melting pot. That's what we were taught in school. America's a melting pot. We understood what that was because they explained what the immigration system meant back then, coming through the island, and they're coming over here and they worked hard, and they did. It wasn't welfare back then, so they had to work hard. And yeah, they might fail, but they might fail a couple months ago. They might even fail this month. but they didn't but they didn't stop trying to do something. Now, yeah, you might have had a couple people that might have stopped, okay, and then they might have met the hand on the gun or something like that. But either way, Americans tried a whole lot harder to make something out of themselves. Where I really don't see that today because because the long hand of the government, daddy government, has reached out across the country as something like a disease. And you know how you hear some people say, man, if the forefathers saw what this country was like from what they had envisioned it, I guess, they'd be rolling in their graves. Well, yeah, no. It pains me to say this, but we're this way because the founding fathers put it out like that. I mean, they did. I mean, they thought of everything, basically. It's hard to believe. Well, actually, no. They thought of a lot of things. They didn't think of everything, but they thought of a lot of things. And I think they were hoping that Americans would continue to think along the lines that they were thinking of to make the country move forward and be great and progress and be that shining city on the hill, that Bill Clinton thing. But to be great, to be that beacon of freedom and hope. And then they started letting people in. They started letting people in. I'm talking about hundreds of years ago. They started letting people in. Whether it was the Chinese, whether it was the Germans. Wait, what do you mean Germans? Yeah, you know, the Nazi people that survived, that came over here and worked on the NASA program and stuff like that and got benefits and different things. America has let a whole lot of people in this country that all the way to the people from Saudi. Yeah, Saudi that did the plane thing. You know, I know we've gotten soft. The country's gotten soft. And, you know, I don't know if we probably won't see it in my lifetime. I know, and Jason's a whole lot younger than me. Look at
Not
us.
a whole lot.
Look at us. Jason's a whole lot younger than me. No, he's no, but he is younger than me. Might not see it in his lifetime. But we're praying that somebody gets a hold of somebody and chokes the living evil out of him, so that and puts God back in him and puts this country on the right path. Jason, 250.
Wayne going deep thoughts. You know, it's funny. I think as we approach America's 250, we're seeing a radical transformation in America and what it means to be American. And I think as I think of what it means to be American, it's like kind of that founding statement, like life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Like that was the deal. We're going to create a safe environment from foreign invaders of people that are like-minded, that want to live their life, pursue their happiness, protect their property, that sort of things. That was the deal. You know, we were never a democracy. We're a constitutional republic. And the reason for that is we wanted to limit the people in charge to be competent. We wanted the people selecting those folks to be competent. And now it's transformed into housing is a human right. Nobody should ever go hungry. And everybody gets a say in this push for mass democracy that you see. I mean, like that just doesn't work. And the socialist, which leads to communism, like it's just it's a very disturbing trend. And You say like, oh, we live in the most advanced country, we should have health care. Well, no, we shouldn't. Like, you should be required to produce enough so that you can get your health care. Like, somebody shouldn't just give that to you. You have to be a productive member of society. We used to let people fail and in society, like kids in school, or we would reward those people that did really well, and we encourage that. And now we teach people, like, if you fail, it's not your fault, it's something else. And we've just gotten further and further away from kind of those founding ideals of, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And now it's become where somebody else is responsible to provide for you, which has just never been the deal. And when we talk about people coming in, like, the country's gone through a lot of things every time we have waves of immigrants, which is why historically a lot of times we stopped immigration, we deported people that weren't assimilating, we shut down just letting people in. And now it's got so bastardized where it's like it's just a open door, anybody can come in with any beliefs. I mean, just last night, how many terms, I think it was a 14-term
Yes, I know.
Democrat
Yeah.
member of the House got replaced by a 29-year-old foreign-born socialist. And it's like, wow, how did we get there? The country wasn't founded to be a socialist country. We were a
No.
capitalist country. And and I mean, if you listen to what she's purveying, and I'd encourage anybody who wants to push back and like, oh, well, socialism is not the same as communism, go read Marx. Like, Marx was very clear. Socialism is just the light version of communism, which is where it ends up. Because when you discourage people from producing and remove that reward structure, less people produce, then you need to enforce their production. It's crazy. And the other thing that's terrifying is how many people don't realize, even with as screwed up as America is, it is, in my opinion, the best country in the world to live in. And it is the best. I would say, if you were blessed enough to be born in 2026 in America, you should thank God for being born here. And everybody wants to point at, oh, well, this country has that or that has that. Ain't nobody leaving. Like, you ain't seeing people saying like, hey, I'm gonna go this other place. And it's just this leftist mindset where instead of being happy with what they have and the opportunities they've been given and the blessings they've been given, they're just like, oh, well, this isn't perfect, or this is screwed up, or whatnot. And so it's bred this just hatred of America. And I just don't get it. And it's kind of like Wayne was talking about the food thing. And so we have a family member that was talking about starting a business, and I'm encouraging the kids. I think the corporatization of America has been bad for America.
Yeah.
And whatever you can do to control your own destiny, start your own business. And they were looking like, I don't want to do this, we don't want to do that, there's too much competition. And I'm like, no, that's the point. In America, like, Wayne's going to make a cooking show, a cooking channel. And is it saturated? Yeah. Yes, it is. But if Wayne is able to do it well, if Wayne is able to create content that people want to consume, Wayne is going to be wildly successful in that. And frankly, if it doesn't work, like, you can look in the mirror and go, "Ah, I was the one that caused that to fail." Like, I didn't do it right. And it's funny, the kids were talking about like doing a junk hauling business. No, I don't think that was the right business for them because they just aren't physically built to haul junk. But like, their obstruction was, oh, it's so competitive. And it's like, well, no, that's the point. And I look at one of my friends, Gary. He is a Democrat. We've been friends for 20, 30 years. He got into real estate like the year before the crash. And everybody through the whole time has always said real estate's crashing, oh, it's terrible, realtors aren't making money. Last year he had his best year ever. And why was that? He was just a better realtor than all these other guys. So he deserves, like, he is so booked that, and he gives such great service that people like demand him, and he has to turn clients away like, I'd love to help you, but I can't deliver the service I need. So So I think, as Americans, like, you need to embrace that and say, like, they gave me an opportunity to go succeed. I'm going to go succeed. If I succeed, it's because of me, and if I fail, it's because of me too. And if not every idea is going to work, so you retool, you redo it, you come up with a different approach, and then succeed. And that's the essence of America. But somehow we've lost that. And
Yeah.
I hope and pray we rediscover that.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, we have to. Okay. We have to rediscover it, because if we don't, it'll be the end of America. And I know there are some people out there that hope that America goes the way of the bye-bye. There are, because people are born evil, so there are evil people out there that are looking for the demise of America. And if you listen to some of the old and see, I think the problem here is that we have so many. You always get on me about not reading, but there's a lot of people out here that don't read, and when they don't read, they don't learn. And with the history, now I do love history. They don't learn what the country went through, or who did what, or how it went, so that we don't go down that path again. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be as bad, but if you look at some of the movies and you look at some of the TV shows and you say, okay, this was a period spot. Romeo and Juliet was a period spot, right? Period movie. No, period book. It was period movie. Then all of a sudden, they had Leonardo DiCaprio about 15 years ago. Leonardo DiCaprio and some girl. They were in LA and they were doing Romeo and Juliet. But they weren't doing it as a period piece from there. They had updated it to where it is now, but they were doing the Romeo and Juliet. Who is it? Othello. Denzel Washington did Othello on Broadway, but it looked like he was a military soldier type of deal,
Right.
In that case, he didn't dress up as Othello from the past. So a lot of the things that have happened before can happen now. Some of them might be happening now, but they're showing a different face in a way. And the reason why is because many people don't know that we went through that and got through it. We got through it. It might have took 2 years, 8 years, something, but we got through it. But when it came back around, because everything comes back around, everything that's happening always has. What did my mom say? Everything that happens under the sun.
Well, history repeats itself.
History already. Well, you hope it doesn't, but it does.
It does.
It does. And the more, if people use their brains a whole lot more, and they use that function, and they learn how to we go back to this. We go back to 30 years ago when that happened, and that's how they got finished with it. Guess what? We can take care of it. But I think a lot of the things that people are going through now, it stagnates the progress of the country. So because they don't know how to fix whatever it is. I talk about Congress and how Congress, I make a joke about it. Congress can't read. Bottom line, Congress, they can't read and they don't want to read. Mostly everything that happens today, mostly everything has a law for it.
Oh, yeah.
But number one, they don't enforce laws, or they don't push to enforce laws anymore. Like the immigration thing. They don't push to enforce that. It's on the books.
Yep.
But they don't push to enforce it. So they don't push to enforce it. But then you have lawmakers coming up right before their election, that says, we're going to God darn, this immigration is killing us. The Dupree Robinson bill is going to stop such and such immigration at this point for the next 10 years, and we're going to put such and such billions to it so they can take it back to their groups and say, see, this is what the Dupree Robinson bill just did. But guess what? The Dupree Robinson bill was passed 5 years ago with the Smith Johnson that was passed 15 years ago by the Rodriguez whatever. They aren't reading. I mean, you know what I'm saying, right? Go ahead.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, it's funny. So if you look at immigration law on the books, one of the foundational pieces of immigration law is you have to not be a ward of the state. Like that's been on the books for a long time. And it was part of letting you in is this assessment and understanding. Basically, you're not going to be on welfare. You're going to be a net producer. And the concept was we had enough not net producers that we like really just want productive people, and whether that's right or wrong, like that's the law, it's on the books. And then we pass all of these like, oh, we're going to give amnesty or refugees, or there's a bunch of different legislation about that. And the fact is, at no point did we say, okay, so this is a war-torn country. Do we want them here? And do they want to like accept the terms of coming here? We just said, oh yeah, come on in. And that just starts slowly chipping away. And then it's people who are here that come across illegally. We're just going to have a conversation about, like, let's just make them citizens. Let's give them rights. That was never the deal. Like, these people aren't showing up with their American flag, red, white, and blue, saying like, okay, point me in a direction I want to go work. It's, where's my welfare? Where's my EBT card? My kid's sick. I got to take him to the doctor. And that doesn't work, because if every person doesn't understand inherently that you're responsible for pulling your own weight in society, the thing collapses. And I think, if I'm looking for a historical context, Wayne was talking about history, I think we're kind of entering the French period where it was the let them eat cake and everybody gets the guillotines, and I mean, how that happened is you had the French underclass that was disillusioned. They didn't have enough money, things were rough, and they saw the elite class that was super rich, and let's grab the guillotines. And it sounded great, but then like the rich people they were going after, they burned through pretty quick. And it quickly moved down to, if you're just doing pretty good for yourself, you were in the crosshairs. It was no longer Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos and their super yacht. It's like, hey, you're above average, and that's not good. And then eventually you got a strong right winger in there with Napoleon, who said, yeah, we're not going to do this anymore. We're just going to all, bring back patriotism. And of course he wanted to conquer the world or whatnot, which helped. But I think you're going to see that. I mean, you're seeing in Democrats, there've already been like 6 or 7 like long-term Democrats that have been primaried by socialists. And many of these are foreign-born socialists that have a completely different value system than Christians. Or
are they foreign-born?
A lot of them are, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I mean, Mondami, for example, he's born in Uganda.
Well, yeah, Mondami is easy, but I think aren't many of them American born that just have adopted this. That
there are some that are American.
Call them DSA, right? Democratic Socialists of America.
Yeah, there are some that are born in America. There were a lot of anchor babies whose parents came here illegally or as refugees. So you got a mixed pot, but the ideas they're espousing in government are very foreign to America. I mean, Democrat Socialists of America, like, that was never the program. Up until the last 20 minutes, everybody agreed socialism doesn't work. And now they think socialism does. So,
well, Bernie Sanders was the flag for that. And We kept telling him, well, we told him during that time, y'all let proclaimed Democrat socialists onto your platform.
Yes.
And from that point on, day by day, month by month, year by year, they've been taking more and more. Now, I will add that the reason why Trump was able to do what he did in 2015 is because America got tired of, number one, they got tired of Clinton, Bush. That's number one. But they were also looking at the state of America where it came to the economy and when it came to jobs and when it came to the banking crisis and different things like that. America got fed up with the establishment. And thus President Trump came in there. President Trump basically at that time, President Trump was saying everything that we were saying. Everything. And I'm sure he was looking at it on social media, getting in front of the American people and saying, look, I see you. This is what y'all are saying. This is how we're going to fix things. So and what he gathered was individuals from from independents, from libertarian, from Democrats. He picked all them up because it showed, guess what? Yeah, he's running under. Bernie Sanders is running under the Democrat label, but many people didn't really know what Donald Trump was. They didn't know whether he was a Democrat or Republican. Oh yeah, he's been voting Democrats all these years, but he always showed up at the Republican events. So they really didn't know. And that's why they kept asking, "What are you running as?" "Oh, I'm running as a Republican because I'm a Republican." So he ran under the Republican side. And people flocked to the Republican side to vote for him. And another thing, if you watch this show, we kept saying, or we tried to tell the Republican Party almost every show during that election, they're not joining the Republican Party to be part of the Republican Party. They're joining the party to vote for Donald Trump. That's it. Yep. They're not doing it to vote for Ted Cruz. They're not doing it to vote for Marco Rubio. They're not doing it to vote for Rand Paul. They don't trust y'all. They just as soon as he leaves, y'all better have somebody in place, because if not, they're going back to where they came from or just drop out of the whole thing. And then what happened in 2020? But I'm saying all that to say this. All that stuff that happened gave an opening for Donald Trump, for candidate Donald Trump to come in there and swoop up and do something that had probably never ever done before. Okay, what's happening now with many of the things that's happening? There's an opening with this DSA. DSA just came out of nowhere. Well, now again, it's been marinating for years. It's been marinating since 2015, and now all of a sudden it's roasting. These people are coming out here and winning primaries and stuff. And I think I said last week, I was like, some people are just dismissing it. I was listening to somebody this morning. Oh, that's just in New York and California. You don't think Talladega is going to win down there in Texas, do you?
Good.
He's not even supposed to have a chance.
Right.
It's not even supposed to be 50-50. It's not even supposed to be 51-49. It's not supposed to be close down there in Texas, because Texas is one of those God, country, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. My hair is high because it reaches up to heaven. Texas is not supposed to be Democrats. But There are a lot of people. There are a few people that I've seen online that are dismissing it, and I don't know whether they're plants trying to lull people to sleep or what. You know what I'm saying? But the more that people turn their head and like, oh, my Dami not running for president though. Okay, he doesn't have to.
Right.
I can see him at the DNC convention in 2028 as the speaker before the person who he endorsed to be president of the United States.
Yep.
I can see it. And I can see everybody making jokes about it and all that stuff. Okay, go ahead, make jokes. All he has to do is get up there and say free education and stuff. Something just came up this morning about which is logical. The Trump administration has come out with 2 plans for the people that owe their college fees and stuff. You got 30 days to choose between plan 1 and plan 2, or you could be up creek with a paddle. All you need is somebody in 2027, 2028 to come in here and say, we need just to wipe that slate clean, and we need to do all this stuff. That's what Bernie did. And that's why Bernie had all those young people. Bernie had people knocking on doors and stuff. Had young people, groups, and looked like the freaking 60s and stuff, you know?
Well, that's what's interesting. If you look at the socialist presentation, and socialism has been around since Cain and Abel. Like, it's foundationally built on jealousy and envy, and they have more than me, I should get more than them. Like, that's just that is my take on it. So these aren't new concepts. These aren't.
It's just wrapped differently.
Yeah, it's just wrapped and presented differently. And everybody knows that human beings are selfish, and we only produce as much as we get rewards for. I mean, so this concept that people will continue producing when they don't have to has been disproven thousands of times. But if you're a socialist, it's like you get to show up and say, I'm just going to make all this free. And if you're a capitalist or somebody with a functioning brain, you'll say, that would be great. I wish that was true, but that's not how things work. And the socialists will be, well, no, this will work, you know? And it's funny, like one story I see going around this week, Jeff Bezos's ex-wife has got half his money, gave $26 billion to all these left-wing organizations. Nothing has been fixed. Nothing has been cured. Nothing has been anything. And the left is like, look at her. She's such a great person. She gave away, like, she's not hoarding her wealth or whatever they want to give on her. And like, this is why we need to tax other rich people. And so that we can have free healthcare and daycare and babies and, you know, and we can have free everything. Everybody gets food. And it just doesn't work. You know, Jeff Bezos, meanwhile, has continued to make more products that make our lives better, you know, to do more things, to employ more people, to do more things. And Jeff Bezos is demonized, while his wife, who just lit the money on fire in her front yard, is like, oh, this is great. And it's like, they think you can tax Elon Musk 5%. We're going to get free daycare for everybody forever. Like, no, if that worked, then Bezos's ex-wife, Mackenzie, like her 26 billion would have solved all of the problems in America. But no, that's not how it works, folks. And it would be nice if it worked that way. Like when I hear the socialists talk about, oh yeah, we should have free this, free that, free the other thing. I'm like, man, I wish that world existed, but it doesn't. And every time it's been tried, it ends in horrible tragedy. So we're going to continue going down that path until people have had enough, and then it will reverse.
My only problem with calling her out is Edelson does the same thing and it's like the reason why I don't do that in a way is because I'm like, I mean, you were talking about the rich and stuff earlier. The reason, look, we don't care who's rich. We really don't. I mean, at least I don't. I don't care, and I think I can speak for you. Don't care. I mean, if that's what you want to do with your money, you do it with your money. But you living in a space where you're gonna get some brushback if it doesn't look right. You know, I mean, if it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't look right, or if it smell right, people are gonna say something about it. You know, do I think that billionaires should be in politics? I don't care. Do I think that there should be a cap on politics? Yeah, I do. Because once you don't have a cap on it, if all those Democrats have given all that money to their candidate, or all the or a couple of the major billionaires are giving a buku, a boatload to a Republican candidate, the optics of that person owning, and I'm saying owning, there could be another word for it, owning that president is always going to be there.
Well, let me just
Another way, though. In another way, it's almost like the Catholic Church and John F. Kennedy. Remember, John F. Kennedy was a Catholic, and when he became president, everybody was like, oh, "He's the first Catholic. Oh, he's going to be subject to the Pope."
Well, my critique of Mackenzie Bezos isn't she hasn't given any money to politicians
that
like,
we know of.
That we know of, but I mean, there's pretty good public records. My point is, this woman over the course of a couple years has given $26 billion and has solved no problems. Your problems were not solved by anything she has done. And like, I don't even think there's any measurable needle moving where you can say, wow, that got a lot better. And meanwhile, Jeff Bezos,
but does she have to? But does she have to?
You're missing my point.
Okay.
My point is, you have Mackenzie who gave all this money, and the concept is, if we just took money from rich people, the world's problems would be solved. Mackenzie voluntarily gave away a bunch of money, but none of these problems were solved. And now they're saying, well, we're going to use the force of government to take more money from other rich people. And I would hypothesize that we still won't solve those problems. So if you make the argument that, oh, look, see, Mackenzie gave up some of her billions, so we should just go take it from Elon or take it from Jeff Bezos. Yeah, but so you take that from them, like nothing is improving. You know what? You're angry that they're rich and you're going to take it and give it to other people. But people's, like, for $26 billion, she could have created utopia in Memphis. You know what I mean? Or pick a city. She could have done all sorts of things, but she hasn't. And that's because, like, they're interested in feeling good because we gave money, not actually solving a problem.
Who did she get her money to? Her charities and stuff?
Oh yeah, it went to charities, NGOs.
We've been
at a partial list here.
Yeah. I mean, she even said when she got her divorce, right, that she was just gonna give money.
Yeah.
She wanted to. No. That was Bill Gates' wife that said that.
Yeah, Bill Gates' wife is those reports keep coming out.
Yeah, Bill Gates' wife said she was going to give basically half of her money away. Bill Gates even said that he was going to give half of his money away. You know, and it's like, you know.
So the list of people, partial list: $275 million to Planned Parenthood, $51 million to the Trevor Project for LGBTQ youth, $1.2 billion for racial equity education, $586 million to racial justice groups, including the Movement for Black Lives, $163 million to LGBTQ, including Transgender Law Center, $133 million to gender equity 125 million to climate justice. Now, for all those hundreds of millions of dollars, can anybody look around and go, "Oh yeah, this is worth it"? Like, you know what? Racial equity is so
all those
much
people
better.
receiving it.
Yeah.
All
I
those
mean,
people
it's just a
receiving
money
it,
laundering
you know?
grift, you
I mean,
know?
because that's rarely, no. I mean, there was one billionaire that left all their money to their cat or their dog or something like that. So, I mean, that was crazy too. But these people get so much money, and I'm not, believe me, I'm not. Again, I'm not mad at any billionaire. I'm not. I'm not mad at any millionaire. That's their money. However, it's just that when they get so much money, they just don't know what to do with it. They don't know what to do. They uh 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 what's the name of the guy that's in the stock market all the time?
Warren Buffett.
He's like he he I, and see, and I don't know what politics he is anyway. I don't. But in watching what he's like, they even changed their name from whatever they to a philanderer. You know, now they're just putting their money into green projects or different things. Like, hey, guess what? If that floats your boat, that floats your boat. The problem that I have with most billionaires and millionaires is that they don't pay their taxes. But then I can add on to that and say, but that's the way that the system is. There are loopholes for them. There are loopholes by the people in Congress to so that they can, if they have the right bookie, if they have the right bookman, the guy that does the books, if they got the right dude, he's gonna find the loophole, and then they ain't gonna have to pay nothing. You know, that's what I don't like, because if everybody else has to do it, they should have to do it too. You know, not saying that that's gonna pay for everything, because it's not. These people are 39 million trillion, 39 trillion. We ain't getting to that. I don't care if you brought back everybody that's ever lived on this earth. You are not raising $39 trillion to make this country broke. You're not doing it. And but I mean, believe me, I see what you're saying with what's it called when they just spit? I ain't talking about willy nilly, frivolously. Yeah. I mean, they could be doing. I mean, all of them. Seriously, all of the billionaires, honestly, really could be doing something for the country in a way, not giving money to Americans. Okay, not giving money to Americans, but helping to I don't know, to fix areas for the veterans. For the veterans, or to help these orphan kids that are out there, that are in these places. God help them. That you even have some questionable people running these places, because remember when we were growing up, when we used to see those commercials, send a quarter over to Africa, send 50 cents.
Well, that was the least humane thing we've ever done.
But most of that stuff didn't even get there because it was overhead costs and stuff. It's almost like that in America too. It's like, that little kid that comes on in a wheelchair. It's probably on everybody's commercial and Give, and we've basically seen him grow up. Literally, over the years we've seen him grow up. The reason why he has to keep coming on and stuff is because the money's not getting to where it's supposed to be getting to. I mean, I'm not going to say that the money's going to solve their physical problems, but we have so many kids, so many orphans, because we have crazy parents, but we have so many orphans out there that could benefit from some type of help, but we just the country's focus is not on helping Americans. It's not. It's not on helping Americans. It's what can we do to get better deal for my company here and stuff. But again, I'm I am one of those people that says that millionaires don't hoard their money, because I don't believe these CEOs that everybody say, they're getting rich. Every time you go past a building that they own, the lights are on.
Yep.
The telephone is on. The pencils have been bought. The staples have been bought. The human resources that had to pay out a settlement is taking care of it. I mean, they are not getting rich off of this stuff. They might get some golden parachutes at the end when they leave, but they're not getting rich on a regular basis off this stuff. They got to pay their employees. They got to pay their employees insurance, half of their insurance. Then they got to turn around and put money toward the people's retirement, if it's part of that. It's just that so many people get out here and complain about they just getting rich and they're leaving us alone. And no, they're not. Or at least many of them aren't. I don't believe, because I've been through many cities at night on a bus flying over. I see a whole lot of lights on, y'all. I see a lot of lights on these buildings. I'm like, all day, all night, 7 days a week. That electric bill's got to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just the electric bill. We're not even talking about the water. We're not even talking about that water. We're not talking about the filtration. We're not talking about the plumbing. We're not talking about all that stuff. And that's what everybody forget is the little stuff,
Yeah, it's funny. I just had that conversation. One of the guys I used to work with got laid off, and we're looking at doing something together. And I'm like, the biggest challenge you need to face right now is, do you want a job where somebody's going to bring in, pay you, here's your salary, and there's risk, like they can make you mad, or you can make them mad, they can fire you, or that kind of thing, or they quit making money and they let you go. So if you want that safety and security, your earning potential is going to be capped. If you are willing to give that up and take the risk to be your own boss or whatnot, then there is no guaranteed paycheck at the end of the month. But there is also no ceiling at the end of the month. So, I look at what me and my business partners do. Every month we start out, our monthly paycheck is $0, 0.00. And then we have that month to do what we do to make money. And then, digital marketing or whatever things we're doing. Then at the end of the month, like how we did is that some months it's great. Some months you're like, I'm a king of the world. Some months it's terrible. And you're like, how am I going to buy groceries? But like, that's the choice everybody needs to make. And these workers who say, oh, well, so-and-so rich billionaire, for every billionaire, there are 10 entrepreneurs that went belly up, lost their house, wife divorced them, so I don't hold it against anybody for how successful they are. If anything, I want to look at what they're doing and go, wonder how I can do some of that, What the hell is Wayne drinking? We'll find out on the cooking show.
Oikos Fusion, muscle, digestive health, and support. 23 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber.
Nice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know that's a bad habit. I don't know why I keep doing that. Well, actually, I've been doing it since I was a kid, so that's why I keep doing it. Wiping my mouth on my sleeve and stuff.
If you get that beard long enough, Wayne, you'll pick stuff up in there all the time.
I don't know, man. You look like you're doing a good job with your silky.
Oh yeah, Jen is so ready for me to shave this off. She's got another month.
We got
30 days from today.
We got to do petitions so that you don't shave it off because
Oh, I don't think that's going to be an option. I'm pretty sure the hair and the beard.
Jen, let him be Grizzly Adams. Let him be Grizzly Adams, Jen. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
Jason, let's get ready to go. It's time. It's time to go.
Time to get out of here.
Yeah.
All right, folks. First of all, thank you everybody for tuning in. We love and appreciate you chilling out with us on a Wednesday. Hope everybody had a good time. Todd and I are hanging out Friday. I know a lot of you are going to join us. So we're going to talk a little communist. We're going to show you some of these videos. Yeah, that gal that won in Colorado, she was born in like Ethiopia or something, and which was a Marxist country. But anyways, we'll go into it on Friday. Second thought, do something fun this weekend. 4th of July on Saturday. Never forget you live in the greatest country in the history of the world. You are blessed to be born here. Live it up. And then final thought is can't wait to see Wayne's first cooking stream. So y'all need to help me, keep him accountable. Be like, bro, when are you doing this?
Yeah.
Can just be you out on there cooking a chicken breast, hanging out. Yeah, exactly. And Jen Rob weighs in for the next 30 days. Enjoy it while it lasts.
You go wake up. You go wake up like at 2 o'clock, right after the whole wedding is over. You go wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. She's like, I told you.
Oh, no. She's made it clear. However late we get home, the beard doesn't survive going to bed. I have to trim my, and then she's made a haircut appointment for me just on Sunday. So yeah, it's it
Wayne, oh my God. We're out. No, we're out of here. God bless. I don't even where'd that name come from?